You know what to do. You've watched the videos. You've read the articles. You wrote out a grey rock response on a post-it note and stuck it to your monitor. And then a name pops up on your phone. And 10 minutes later, you've sent 3 paragraphs you'd never have written if anyone was reading over your shoulder. You know better, so why can't you do better? That question has been eating at you. I know it has, because you're not lazy, you're not stupid, you've done the work. Today, I'm going to show you why knowing the tactics isn't enough. And the answer isn't going to take the shame right off your shoulders, because this isn't a willpower problem. It's a 12 millisecond problem. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand exactly what's happening inside your body when you're triggered, and more importantly, what you need to do before any tactic can work. Let's get into it. If you haven't seen my video named Your Prefrontal Cortex Goes Offline, go watch that first, because this builds directly on it. Here's what most coparenting advice gets wrong. Every tactic you've learned, grey rock, biff, setting limits, they all share one hidden requirement, a calm nervous system. Nobody teaches you that part, because without it, those tactics are completely inaccessible to you. Not metaphorically, literally. Today we're going to deep dive on why. We're talking about brain science, nervous system regulation, and the biology behind what's actually happening when you get triggered. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux mapped 2 pathways inside your brain for processing threat. The fast pathway and the slow pathway. The fast pathway runs through your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, and processes information in about 12 milliseconds. 12 milliseconds. The slow pathway, that's your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that thinks, plans, and chooses your words carefully, it takes roughly 500 milliseconds. So the alarm fires before the strategist even shows up. And it gets worse. Yale neuroscientist Amy Arnsten has shown that when stress chemicals flood your system, adrenaline, cortisol, your prefrontal cortex doesn't just slow down, it shuts down. Decision making, impulse control, working memory, all of it offline in seconds. The moment you see that notification, feel your jaw clench, feel your heart spike, the fight is already over, and the strategist hasn't arrived yet. I want you to hold up your hand. Fold your thumb into your palm and now wrap your fingers over it. That's your brain in a calm state. The thumb equals your amygdala tucked safely under your cortex. Your fingers is your prefrontal cortex, in control, connected. Now your phone buzzes, a name pops up, that tone, your fingers fly open. That's what Dan Siegel calls flipping your lid. Your prefrontal cortex has literally disconnected from your emotional brain. You're running on pure alarm. You cannot willpower your fingers back down. That's not how biology works. Now here's where it gets really important. Because most men I talk to think they just need to try harder in the moment. What I'm about to show you is why that's the exact wrong move and what actually works. Dr. Stephen Porges developed something called Polyvagal theory. Here's the simple version. Your nervous system runs in 3 states. A green zone, where you feel safe, connected, calm. This is where tactics work. A yellow zone, fight or flight, heart racing, thoughts scattered, reactive. Tactics are barely accessible here. And then a red zone, shut down, frozen, disassociated, words gone, tactics are completely offline. Here's what Porges discovered that matters most to you. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for threat. He called this neuroception. And it doesn't ask your permission. The sound of her ringtone, the way a message starts with, "So I need to talk to you about," your body reads it before your brain does. And it starts moving you down the ladder. You can go from green to yellow in seconds without a single conscious thought. Now, if this is landing for you right now, you're not alone. Thousands of men are dealing with exactly this. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, because this is one video in a series, and what comes next builds on everything you're learning right now. So here's why things feel like they're getting worse, not better. Psychiatrist Dan Siegel describes something called the window of tolerance. Think of it like the zone where you can function and respond, not just react. When you're living under chronic stress, and high conflict co-parenting is chronic stress, that window narrows. Things that used to roll off you now set you off. Situations that used to be yellow zone are now red zone. You're not getting weaker. Your system has been under threat for so long it's become sensitized. You've been fighting this hard for this long against the next who weaponizes your responses, and your nervous system has been trying to protect you the entire time. It's not failing you. It's been doing exactly what it was designed to do. So, what actually works? Well, Dr. Bruce Perry, one of the world's leading trauma neuroscientists, describes the sequence your brain needs to function in order. Regulate first, relate second. Then, and only then, reason. Most of us skip straight to reason. We try to think our way through the trigger, and then we wonder why grey rock turns into a paragraph we regret. Picture this. A message comes in, the old approach. Open it immediately, start crafting a response. The new approach. Phone down, 3 slow breaths, feet on the ground. You're not being passive, you're getting your prefrontal cortex back online. You're moving from yellow back towards green. Then you open the app. Then you choose your words. Regulation isn't what you do instead of tactics. It's what makes tactics possible. I need to say this clearly. Every time you've been triggered and acted in a way you regret, that wasn't a character flaw, that wasn't weakness, that wasn't proof that you're broken, that was step 1 missing. You were handed tactics without the foundation those tactics require. Nobody taught you to regulate first, and without that, no amount of knowledge, willpower, or post-it notes was ever going to work. Now you know why, and knowing why is where it changes. If this is hitting home right now, go back and watch your prefrontal cortex goes offline. It covers exactly what happens in your brain when your ex triggers you, and why no contact or low contact isn't just advice, it's biology. And if you want a practical framework to start putting all of this together, grab the free High Conflict Co-Parenting Survival Guide. The link is in the video description. You're not broken. You just didn't have step 1. Now you do. I'll see you on the next one.